Hey guys, welcome to Havoc Gaming.
I'm Tony,
I'm Ashley.
and this is a bit of a special episode.
Yes, it's a very anger-filled, if you will, episode.
Not so much as a Let's Play, but more of a this should not
Not,
happen.
this is not okay.
Yeah.
As you can probably tell from the title, I recently picked up Assassin's Creed Unity. I was very excited for this game. I even put down money for the special collector's edition, worked double shifts just to afford it. And the end result I was not satisfied with at all.
Yeah. It's a mess. It's an unmitigated mess. And look, a loading screen for your loading screen.
Yeah, what you don't see is before, just as you're getting to the main title screen, even to get to the game, it takes about anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to load.
Yeah, and then there's the actual initialization. And, oh good, it's still showing choppy. I was afraid it was going to upscale because of our capture card, but the game is also very choppy.
Yes.
Regardless of what platform you get for it.
This right now I'm playing on a PlayStation 4, and the graphics themselves are very, at times, sloppy.
Yeah.
The textures don't load right. I found sometimes when I'm at synchronization points, the map wouldn't even load. It was just blue.
And this is you trying just to move, right? You're having.
This is me just trying to move.
The controls are really sticky and.
Yeah, the controls are very dodgy at best.
Yeah.
I don't think they were very well planned out. I think maybe they could have used a little bit of quality assurance and testing.
This was something that really shouldn't have launched.
Yeah.
Because I even got a few minutes to sit down with it. Because when I saw you having such trouble with it and getting freaked out about it, I was like, well, you're obviously a gamer. You know how to play a game. You just completed Shadow of Mordor at 100%.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, let me give it a shot. And I was just playing. I was like, this is an Assassin's Creed game.
Yes.
Granted, I didn't really play that much of Black Flag. My last game was Revelations all the way through, and I want to play Black Flag. I've just been busy.
Which, I'll say this, Black Flag might not have been the best Assassin's Creed game, but I did enjoy it. And one thing that kind of makes me angry is I shouldn't, when I'm playing Assassin's Creed Unity, I should not be missing playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and I should not be missing the controls of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I should be immersing myself completely in Assassin's Creed Unity.
And here you are, and some of the animations look pretty good for the most part, but they also get really wonky and jittery.
They get wonky and jittery, and I know.
And then you were trying to jump across the next roof. I remember that.
Yes. And this is me trying to get through a window, which is very difficult, as you can see. I'm literally trying my hardest, but Arno just does not want to follow what I'm telling him to do. The controls just keep having him jumping side to side, and then he decided to jump back.
Jump on, jump down.
Jump on, jump left, jump right, jump off again.
And in between all of this, it's chugging. I mean, if it's not showing on the actual render when we post it, it was chugging. The capture card we have, is good enough to actually upscale most of our footage.
And you just saw that little flub up of Arno messing up. This is literally, I'm not doing this to be bashing this game. I'm not intentionally trying this. I am trying very hard to get through this window.
Yeah. And press L2 to enter the window, and then finally
it finally
registers.
works. Yeah.
And then here's another thing that we should talk about: the currency system.
Yes, the currency system is a little bit ridiculous.
It's microtransaction based.
Yes, so if anybody doesn't know what that means, Tony, you want to explain real quick?
It's a practice that shouldn't be implemented. It's basically when you have to pay to win or pay to play for a game that you've paid $100 to $60 for.
Well, I paid 140 something for this.
And here's the character customizations.
Yeah,
and even some skills, right, aren't even available.
Aren't even available until you complete memory sequences. The new Phantom Blade, the special hidden blade that's so awesome and we're all looking forward to, you can't even unlock it until you've completed the 9th memory sequence. And see, the ground execution here can't complete or even unlock it until you get memory sequence number 9 done.
Guns aren't even available to you right away.
You don't
right?
get, the only thing you start off the game with is a sword.
Even throwing money, that was something that was always available, and it costs points.
Yes. And another thing that pisses me off, I'm sorry, is they removed one of these skills so you could hire mercenaries and pirates and
Courtesans.
dancers, quotation marks, to make yourself anonymous. Here, that has been completely taken out, and the only really way you can do that to become anonymous.
And air assassination, double air assassination. These are things that you would in Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 have right off the bat. You would have it right away, but these are things you have to pay for, and you can't even use the assassin blades anymore, right? You can't fight with them. That was my favorite thing. I would fight with them all the time.
Yeah, you can't duel with your assassin's blade anymore. Once an enemy sees you, the only way to assassinate them is if you manage to get the leg up and get above them and do an air assassination.
But it has to be stabbing.
Yeah.
And all of these cost points, and it's per memory sequence, and you only get 2 usually, right?
Yeah, you average 2 assassin points per memory sequence. And for all of the armor and swords and everything like you're seeing here, you have to pay money that you earn throughout the game.
Or real money.
Or real money if you're willing to shovel out $100 for money inside the game.
And
what's really sickening is the further you get down to the better swords, the more expensive they get.
So it becomes pay to win.
Basically. I think the most expensive sword is $125,000 just to have that. And this is how you essentially level up your character. It's not through skills or anything. It's a level-based game, but you level up your character by buying better weapons that are a higher level and buying better equipment. So basically, you level up by spending your money.
So that means essentially certain parts of the game can be unwinnable because of the. I'm sure there's some way to get past it, but.
See, look at this one. This one is about $25,000.
It looks cool. It looks like the Dirge Cerberus.
Yes, and this one is $142,600 for that gun.
And how much money you end up accumulating, it's nowhere near enough, right?
Yeah, nowhere near enough.
I would say you've put a good I would say 10 hours, maybe more.
Probably less than that. Okay. I don't know. Probably less than that. I was getting very pissed with it crashing. It crashes at times,
it crashes a lot too, from what I've heard. And they've actually made a dedicated forum to say oh, we're sorry that it crashes.
Yeah. Another scary thing is sometimes when you're in the middle of a cinematic sequence, the characters' faces don't load, so you're left with a very scary just eyeballs and mouth. Mm. So, yeah, that's a bit creepy.
Oh, and this too, right? You also have to pay for
you can change the color of your armor, but again, you also have to unlock them via doing missions or via doing co-op missions, and again, you have to pay for it.
And I remember something very similar in 2 and through the Ezio trilogy, but at the same time, it was also kind of rewarding because you could buy shops and farm money that way, and you were paid for putting more time in the city, and then you would get better clothing, better gear. But that doesn't seem like the case here.
Here the thing is, see, there's no slot. The belts here, there's no slots for guns and stuff and holding extra weapons. It's all just additional ammo and cherry bombs so far. But going back to the owning places, you can own.
Slowing down a little bit from.
Yeah. Slows down. The graphics are kind of choppy.
It kind of looks like I love BioShock Infinite. We both love it, but for something that we were expecting for a game. And look, here he is slipping in the wall.
There's Arno's head going through the wall.
And not only that, but you've seen people running through walls.
Yes, the AI in the game will just they'll just come running through the walls for some reason.
Or falling through the floor was a big issue too.
Yes, got a picture of it. Managed to crash the game where I jumped off a wall. Didn't intend to. It was just the controls that happened to do that, and yeah, I ended up falling through. So you can't assassinate them now. Gotta do combat.
And thankfully there was some average Joe Schmo there to help.
Yeah. So, God, what was I saying? I forgot. I was off track. There's just so much wrong here.
It feels like... Oh, and look, and there's so many of the same character models running around.
Right, you were talking about how you can... In this game, you can essentially... There's a cafe that's owned by the Assassin's Council, which you can renovate, which, again, costs money to renovate. which will allow you a income.
And that was similar to 2, like your sister owned a brothel and you also owned a chateau. And in the subsequent games, not only could you buy and renovate those areas, but you could buy banks, you could buy shops, you could buy... Oh, there we go.
There, it fell through the wall there, if you
Again,
noticed that.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker. The first you have to do all sorts of these renovations, but the first renovation costs you about, I think, $5,000, and you only earn a revenue of about $29.
Wow, really?
Really.
Wow.
I've
you're trying to get through a window again.
And gotten stuck. So I'm desperately trying. I'm not trying to make this game look bad. It's doing well enough itself.
That's the thing, is like, we really wanted to like this game.
I really wanted to like this game.
Yeah, I've been a fan since the first game, and many people hate the first one, but I really liked the first one for its setting and its characters. But just watching this in its current form, it's very hard to...
And my brother was asking me at one point how, like, if I felt like I was immersed in the environment.
Yeah.
And I find it kind of a little bit hard to get the feeling of, wow, I'm living through the French Revolution, because it's not, like, in your face as in your face as you saw in, like, the trailers and everything. And I'm so focused on just, like, trying to control...
Praying the game won't break too while you're trying to control Arno.
Trying to control Arno, that, basically it's hard to feel like I'm in...
Oh, there you missed again. Oh, there you go.
There we go. Tackle this guy because he stole money.
And you actually hit the button. You were, like, right next to the guy. It's another thing, too, where, like, buttons are being recognized.
Blade reaction and whatnot.
And, like, I don't know if some people can find this as nitpicking, but, like, this is legitimately, like, we're trying our hardest, and we do game, and we game often, and we consider ourselves to be semi-competent gamers, but, like...
Semi-competent, yes.
When you see something like this launch, and it's so broken, and you have so much expectation for it, and then they basically kind of just brush it off, and you were trying to jump off, and you landed in the lake.
Well, lake bed, and lost
like...
a good portion of my health. Which you can buy a skill to roll out of that, but it costs like 10 Assassin's points.
And you only get 2 per memory sequence, and there's only 13 sequences in total in the game. So obviously, you'll be penalized. And I'm sure there's going to be a microtransaction enlisted for you to get more of those at some point.
Yeah, probably.
And that was kind of like the deal breaker for me. Like, that's not acceptable under any circumstances. I shouldn't have to pay to use a feature I had in 7 games.
Yeah.
Taken out. Like, this feels like 30 steps back going back to Assassin's Creed 1.
Yeah, it's just for a game that's supposed to be so ambitious, and, like, the next step in gaming history, it shouldn't be this bad.
It doesn't even feel that ambitious. It feels really tame.
Yeah.
Like...
watch. I think here's where I did an air assassination.
You unlocked it, yeah.
Yeah, because I paid for it.
Yeah, she had to pay to do that. Like, you have to pay to get that done.
And he didn't see me, so I could assassinate him as well.
Yeah.
But once a criminal or your enemy sees you, you cannot assassinate them.
It has to be swords or pistol
or shooting.
Oh, and that guy, I think, ran through a wall.
Yeah, they do that a lot. They just come out of the woodwork, literally. People will come running out of the walls, and I'm like, what the hell is going on?
And I mean, this is kind of cool here, a dynamic weather system, but...
Yes, and to give it some fair points, it's graphically beautiful when, it's not choppy. Yeah, when it works. There's the dynamic weather system and the natural passing of time. That's really, really cool. Here's some people necking.
And the guy's hand, like, going through the wall.
Going through the wall. In the heat of passion.
And his clothing is freaking out.
Yep.
But when it works, there's a lot of potential, but this is a game that they should have waited on.
Yeah.
I mean, really waited on.
This is the cafe that you can own and upgrade. And look, I'm about to go collect my earnings, which I think, since I did about 4 upgrades, is only about, $123.
And then I think the game promptly crashed here too, right?
Yeah, it at some point crashes and we had to stop recording.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a buyer beware.
Yeah, it's, I got it day 1 because I had pre-ordered it, and I pre-ordered the very special edition, and spent a lot of money on it, and was very disappointed because having spent that much money on it, I had a lot of faith in this game to wow me. And so far as it's being so broken, it's not wowing me.
And
and this is where I get stuck trying to. I can't jump like past this tree. See, can't. I'm stuck.
And that's frequent. Even areas where you should be able to climb, you can climb, but you can climb in only a certain way. Or a certain angle at the right setting of the moon in the high left of the 12th of a certain month.
Yeah.
But, like, we felt like we just had to, like, tell people about it, like, and give people... Oh, and that's where it crashes.
Cut. Yeah.
So, I mean, this is where the game crashed, essentially, and this is probably where we're going to end it here. We might have, like, a little picture or two, but...
Yeah, we'll show you, the game crashed, but I did manage to get...
some screenshots?
A screenshot of, Arno, what happens when he jumped off a wall and basically fell through the world.
So, we'll kind of end on that, but we just wanted everyone to, you know, buyer beware.
Yeah. Maybe give Assassin's Creed Unity a little time, because there's a lot that needs to be fixed before it is essentially playable.
And not only that, the microtransactions, the skills that are not implemented that you used to have, it's...
That you have to pay for every little thing. That should not happen if you have dedicated fans that are paying...
This is not okay.
It's not okay.
Under any stretch or circumstance. And we just felt we had to talk about it.
So, yeah. Sorry for the little rant of anger, but...
You know, it needed to be said, at least from our opinion. We'll see you guys soon. We got some new videos and shows in the works. So, until next time.
Well, this is Ashley and Tony from Havoc Gaming.
Bye-bye!
Bye, guys.
Hoping the next one's better.